They thought they could break me. They thought their betrayals, their mockery, their relentless attempts to tear me down would shatter me. But instead of breaking me, they inadvertently awakened something much more potent, a force they could not have imagined. The day they cast me out, they thought it was the end of me. They laughed, celebrated, and turned their backs without a second glance. Yet, in their arrogance, they did not notice the embers they left behind. The embers turned into a fire that burnt all my weaknesses and made me new again. Each scar they made on my skin, each cruel word they hurled, each betrayal that left me gasping for air only fueled the transformation. I didn't crumble under the weight of their hatred. I grew stronger, harder, and more determined than ever. Inside this hell where they left me was where I found the clear vision of who they truly are and who I am bound to be. I heard their laughter all within my mind, not an inflicted wound but a promise, the promise of rising above them. Not a victim, my reckoning. It woke that monster that they thought and have always been afraid to kill, the beginning of finding everything that belongs to me. They thought they had shut me up, left me helpless in the freezing void. They didn't realize the darkness they'd sent me to. In the abyss, I didn't weaken, I flourished. The shadows became my friends, their whispers teaching me truths I was blind to. Every minute spent in solitude wasn't a curse, it was a forge, and I was the blade being crafted within it. Every ounce of pain they caused, every betrayal they thought would break me, only sharpened my determination. Their attempts to extinguish my fire only added fuel to it. I learned how to channel the anguish into a power that they could never fathom. My scars are no longer marks of defeat but symbols of strength. Each one tells a story of survival, of lessons learned the hard way. Now, I feel the darkness running in my veins, an unstoppable force that cannot be kept inside. It speaks to me, urging me forward, promising vengeance for every wrong they have done. They didn't just fail to break me. They unknowingly created a force of nature, unstoppable and merciless. And as I come out from the shadows, I am no longer the person they cast aside. I am the nightmare they will never escape. They celebrated too soon, thinking I had lost. Their jeers echoed in my ears, and their sneers etched in my memory. What they did not know was that their laughter was not a victory but a trigger. Like a phoenix I rose, but not from the flames but from the ashes of their betrayals. Their cruelty was my crucible, and I came out not recognizable, a force that even they will learn to fear. It was that darkness that used to choke me now and is empowering me. The shroud it wears for my soul speaks whispers of revenge, urging me to reclaim what's mine. I am no longer viewing the world through the eyes of the hurt. I view it as it truly is, the battlefield. Every step I make echoes with purpose. Each breath is filled with fire they cannot extinguish. I have come back, but not as they remembered me. I am sharper, stronger, and more determined. The fear in their eyes will be my reward, their trembling my satisfaction. They thought they could bury me, but all they did was plant the seeds of my resurgence. Now I stand, ready to confront them, to make them realize that their actions have consequences. The monster they awakened is unstoppable. They will never admit it, but I see it now. The fear in their eyes, the hesitation in their steps. They thought I was gone, a distant memory of their triumph. But I'm here, and I am stronger than ever. Their arrogance blinded them to the storm they created, and now it's too late. The time for mercy has passed. The time for reckoning has arrived. Every scar they make, every wound they leave me with is feeding that fire that burns in my soul. They will see just how much weight their axe had when I rise against them to tear down the walls built around their false security. And I won't stop and can't stop, for they pushed me too far, and now it is time for me to get everything they took away. My anger will be my revenge. I see the desperation, a shattering confidence as the realization sets that this isn't who they thought. This monster that they engineered into being must now turn around and give them fury for fury, dreams for victories shattered with smirking faces now gone. I do them no favor beyond the act of justice, but I make it so. They should not have ever awakened that in me. Now that is their wake. This is the end game. Their arrogance, their cruelty, it all led to this moment. They thought me a pawn in their game, a stepping stone for their glory. But they were wrong. I am the storm they never could see coming, the reckoning they can no longer avoid. As I stand before them, the weight of their sins crushes down upon them, and the realization of their folly begins to dawn. There is no escape now. I see the terror in their eyes, the trembling in their voices. They'll beg for mercy, but there's none left in me to give. Every tear they made me shed, every drop of blood I spilled, every ounce of pain I endured will be repaid 100-fold. They'll choke on their pride, crushed under the weight of the monster they awakened. This isn't revenge, it's justice. They wanted to make a villain, and I am their masterpiece. The top they fought so hard for will be their downfall. Their names etched in the void as a cautionary tale. They will remember me not as a victim, but as their reckoning, their nightmare. And when it is all over, I will rise, victorious, unbroken, unstoppable. The monster they feared is here, and I'm just getting started.